Your gecko just shed its skin, and now you're watching it eat every single piece. Your first instinct is probably to stop it. You're thinking, isn't that disgusting? Isn't that a sign something's wrong? But here's what nobody tells you about gecko behavior. That thing you're watching isn't gross or weird at all. It's actually one of the most intelligent survival strategies in the reptile world. And if you've been cleaning up the shed skin to prevent this, you might actually be making things worse for your gecko. Here are 7 things about gecko skin eating you really need to understand. 1. Your gecko isn't broken. What you're watching is completely normal and instinctive. Every healthy gecko sheds its outer skin regularly, typically every 4 to 8 weeks depending on age and growth rate. And the moment that skin comes off, most geckos don't just leave it lying there. They eat it. This isn't something they learned. It's hardwired into their brain from birth. Wild geckos do this in nature. Captive geckos do this in terrariums. And honestly, geckos have been doing this for millions of years. So when your gecko eats its shed skin, they're not displaying a problem. They're displaying completely normal behavior. The problem comes when owners like us see something we don't understand and immediately panic. If you've ever caught your gecko mid-consumption and thought something was seriously wrong, you're not alone. Almost everyone with a gecko has had that moment. 2. Your gecko is hiding evidence from predators. In the wild, a fresh shed skin lying on the ground is basically a flashing neon sign to any predator in the area. It says, a reptile was just here, and it's vulnerable. So geckos didn't evolve to just leave that evidence behind. They evolved to consume it immediately. By eating the shed skin, your gecko removes any physical trace of where it's been and what condition it's in. This makes it exponentially harder for snakes, birds, or other predators to track them down. Even though your gecko is safe in a terrarium, those instincts never went away. Millions of years of evolution doesn't turn off because you have a screen top. Your gecko still operates under the assumption that leaving that skin behind could get it killed. 3. Shed skin is packed with nutrients. This is the part that actually blew my mind when I learned it. That skin your gecko is eating isn't just waste. It contains essential proteins, lipids, and minerals, including calcium, which is absolutely critical for gecko health. When a gecko sheds, it's shedding layers of cells that are still nutritionally valuable. By consuming that skin, your gecko is essentially getting back some of the resources it invested in growing that outer layer. Think about it from an energy perspective. In nature, food is scarce, so even though your gecko eats insects regularly, getting an extra boost of protein and calcium right after growth is valuable. Your gecko's bones and muscles need that calcium constantly. That's not desperation. That's efficient resource management, and it's something your gecko learned over millions of years of evolution. 4. Not all skin eating is the same. You need to know the difference between normal shedding behavior and something that indicates actual stress. Normal skin consumption happens right after or during the shedding process. Your gecko finishes molting and eats the skin within hours. It's quick, it's purposeful, and then it's done. But if your gecko is obsessively eating shed skin days after shedding, or if it's eating skin that's already partially decomposed, or if there's excessive drooling or struggling, that's a different story. That can indicate nutritional deficiency, dehydration, or underlying health issues. The key is timing and context. One shedding event equals normal. Constant compulsive behavior equals a problem. 5. Humidity is directly connected to shedding problems. Here's something most gecko owners don't realize. If your gecko is having trouble shedding completely, or if shed skin is sticking to it, the problem usually isn't the eating behavior. It's the environment. Geckos need specific humidity levels, typically between 40 and 60% depending on species. If humidity is too low, skin doesn't shed cleanly. It sticks to the gecko, creating friction and discomfort. If humidity is too high, fungal infections can develop on the skin. Either way, your gecko becomes obsessive about removing stuck skin, and what looks like abnormal eating is actually desperation. So before you assume something is wrong with your gecko, check the humidity in the terrarium. That one variable fixes most shedding-related problems. 6. Calcium and nutrition directly impact shedding health. If your gecko is eating shed skin excessively, it might actually be telling you something. Some studies suggest that geckos consuming abnormal amounts of shed skin could indicate calcium deficiency or other nutritional gaps. Your gecko instinctively knows it needs certain minerals, and if the diet isn't providing them, it might overconsume shed skin, chasing that nutritional high. This is why dusting insects with calcium powder and providing proper UVB lighting is critical. Without those, your gecko's body might crave the minerals it gets from shed skin. It's not a behavioral problem. It's a nutritional cry for help. 7. You should basically never stop your gecko from eating shed skin. So here's what you actually need to do as an owner. Don't panic when you see it. Don't try to remove the shed skin before your gecko gets to it. Don't install some elaborate system to prevent this. Just let it happen. That skin-eating behavior is doing 3 things at once. It's following millions of years of survival instinct. It's removing predator evidence. It's supplementing nutrition. All of that is healthy. What matters is making sure the rest of the environment is dialed in. Humidity at the right level, proper diet, appropriate lighting, and regular veterinary checkups. If those things are solid, your gecko eating its shed skin is just your gecko being a gecko. And honestly, it's kind of amazing when you understand what's actually happening.